folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to our Tekkit 2 Let's Play adventure, where just a couple episodes ago, I took a moment to let all you folks know that no matter how frustrating things got, I was still having fun. Well, last episode, that wasn't true. I stopped having fun, and I started getting very frustrated, which is why, once again, we're taking a break from all of this. Every couple episodes, I like to just take a break, do something a little bit silly, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So I did want to kind of show off that, like I said at the end of the last episode, which I consider to be an abject failure of an episode in its entirety, I did rework a couple of things down here. So I did set this up as so, where there's basically no pipes over here, none whatsoever. We have this with the redstone, this with the diamond, it makes these. And then those get sent into here, and then that and that gets sent into here, and then this gets sent into what? There is a pipe back here that is to supply the electronic circuits. But yeah, I just put this chest here, okay? So I realize that I've done a really poor job of explaining why I wanted to use these. So I'm going to demonstrate it now, because like looking back on previous footage and previous episodes, I'm like, oh, I've done terrible trying to express why we're using those. So remember, we want to have a set number of objects. So for example, over here, we want to have a certain number of stacks of the machine blocks, right? So we set that up with an active request, and it requests that number. But what else is in here? Well, some of you might know that there's not just an active supplier and an active request. That's not a thing. There's also an item sink, because sometimes these will just end up in the network with nowhere to go, and they need to go back to somewhere, and I want them to come back to here. Well, the issue is if you only have the active supplier module, it will only allow the amount that is currently set to be let into here, which means once it's full, if some items get out and it fills back up, and then those items come back, they have nowhere to go. They get stuck in the pipe, they throw out on the ground. So if you add this, it allows the excess to come back in without creating any issues. That's what I love about these. Now, the issue we were having over here with this is if you wanted to use, let's say, so the issue with the chest is the chest has a limited storage space. So even if we configured this to say, hey, only keep about half of that amount inside of here, which we could do, and I thought about doing, and I might still do, but even if we did that, that means that we only have half of the chest available for if, you know, half of them get drained for some reason, only that much can come back. So, again, to reiterate, one of these leaves and goes down here, and then it's immediately restocked, and then this one comes back and says, uh-oh, I can't get back in, out on the ground. I want to avoid that, okay? So like I just said, one of the ways we could effectively do that is by configuring this to only store a certain amount, and we could do that. What I've done right now, though, and I'm kind of between the two options. We can either configure the chest to only ever be halfway stocked, or leave, like, maybe the whole bottom row empty. I just went ahead and put this down here, because especially in this situation where we already have 14,000 of these and 86,000 of these, it felt silly to not just go ahead and have these be down here and have providers and item sinks. And so, for a long time to come, anytime anything on the network needs one of those crystals, either an energy crystal or a lapachon crystal, in either situation, it'll be able to pull them out of down there, which basically means that this isn't going to be doing anything, and this isn't going to be doing anything for a long time. But that also means that those down there can be used to store any excess. They get backed up in the system. So I just wanted to go ahead and explain that, and then also take a minute to point out that, yeah, look, I've not edited that episode yet. I'm going to have to put in some sort of note in the episode to point out that what we had set up over here is not going to work, because you cannot translocate into the gosh darn black hole units. So I just got rid of everything, and these are now just set up with the chests. And I don't know how permanent that's going to be, because I think that in the future, much like we did over here, and much like we did right over here, and much like we're doing over here, I would rather just have the ender chests directly next to where they're needed, instead of routing items like through the entire underground and taking all that extra time and presumably energy. I don't know if it uses more energy to carry items further, but it might. So in the future, we might do away with those anyway. But for now, I've left them like that. And also, hey, looky here. That's empty now. That actually did run out. So that ran its course, and now we can come back over here, now that that's wrapped up, and say, hey, maybe don't do an infinite amount. Maybe just go back to doing partial. And we should be good to... Oh, no, this was not running at all. Oh, of course, it ran out. It ran out. That's why it's not running at all. So there we go. That should get those back up and running. And it should go all the way through to this being full. Like, that should be the end result, is all of these will end up being full, because it shouldn't export into here, and this should make sure that nothing exits from that. Yeah, that should be good. Now we're just waiting on this one. This one's got a little bit further to go, about 179,000 more to go, but we'll get there. And that's it for down here. That's pretty much everything I wanted to touch on for this video. We're not going to do anything else down here because, as we've had to do in the past, I need a break. Oh, and if you were wondering, all the extra like redstone and iron and tin and copper and all that's down here. We'll figure out what to do with that later. We'll probably do the same thing, where we will just go down here sort of, oh, okay, that's the wall slightly, and we'll just set them up inside of the walls here. We'll make a couple of slots for them, and it won't be a big deal. It'll be fine. All of that said, though, none of it is relevant, although I did just sort of, I think, talk myself into using these to restrict how much goes into here, and then maybe also doing that kind of all the way back. Not here. Like, this is fine. This is working just fine. And the reason that this works just fine is because it's you know, I actually don't know why it's still going. This should be set to... Oh, well, that's why. There we go. But this system works, and this system works, and it works because these are engaging with the black hole units, and because they can carry whole stacks at a time. You remember, this is limited to a single item at a time, because they don't stack. Like, this is fine. I'm not going to change this or that, but for this one, I think I like the idea of... It doesn't matter, because today we're doing something else. So what are we doing instead? If we're not going to hang out down here and fiddle around with all of that, what are my plans instead? Well, I actually had... Oh, that's great. Good. There's like an eclipse going on. Love that. Also tons of chickens around. I thought it might be fun to go on an adventure and just look at something. I don't know where to. I don't care. How about the end? We've not been to the end in a while. Aren't there extra lands now beyond the end? Should we go check those out, maybe? That could be fun. Teleport 2, can you take us to the end? He can. Or you can take us to the Tower of the Hand. But if we go there, they might tell us not to go to the end, you know? We might end up talking to... Oh. Teleport 2, that was oddly delayed, but thank you so much for getting me here. Oh, are your kin friendly like you? Probably not. You don't talk much. That's okay. I don't care that Teleport 2 doesn't talk all that much. He's a good guy. I appreciate what he does. Is that the dragon? It is! It's Baby Dragon! He's not a baby anymore. I mean, I guess in name, but he's growing up. Is that what they've been doing with that? Because I gave them a Watch of Flowing Time a long time ago. Have they been using it to quick grow Baby Dragon? You know what? That's not my problem. What my problem is right now is I need to locate... There it is. There it is, literally right there. And also, hello, what have we here? An Ender Hive? Do I still have my scoop with me? Probably not. I do! I still have the scoop. How does this work? Do I just break it? Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on. No, I gotta get this. I gotta get it. There we go. Should we just bring these with us, is my thinking? It was one of these days, we're going to do something with the bees, okay? And so we're gonna be glad that we have all of these ender bees. Also, I don't know what that guy's problem was. I think that you can fast travel to the outer islands. Keeping in mind that I've only ever been to them in one other Minecraft series in my entire life. I think you just throw this through there and it'll like fast travel you over here? Yeah! Okay, what on earth is that? Is that the island? What? It's gone now, whatever it was. I actually don't know how to get back to the island. Now that we've done that, should we maybe put down a mark here? So we can, like, find our way back in that sort of situation? Oh, we do also have a whole map that we can reference, but I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down a new waypoint. I'm gonna call it Portal. I'm gonna make it purple. That's, you know what? Not purple. Well, that was horrifying. And that's close enough right there, I'm gonna say. We're gonna just leave it there. We can find our way back to that. It's the wrong color. Oh, what are these? What? I don't actually know what these are. Chorus fruit. Is this like a vanilla Minecraft thing? Apparently. What are its uses? What can you do with this? So obviously I clicked the wrong button there. It can be used to I'm sorry, I have to shout over the sound of everything on the ground screeching, apparently. It can be used to make an end exchanger. How does that work? None, 1-to-1, 15 by 15, cobalt, current mode, plain. Can this be used sort of like the mercurial eye, possibly? I'll tell you what, I don't know what function... Shut up, all of you. Be silent. You're very annoying right now. I've not had to deal with monsters in a while, and I'm not really feeling it, if I'm honest with you. We do have better weapons as well. Hold on. First off, let's get rid of this. It's not going to help us here in the end. Let's get out like a sword. And this'll make real quick work of these guys. Should we go ahead and just put on a pumpkin head? I don't want to, because that's annoying. Oh gosh, I thought I had them all. This is the problem. You leave your house to go on an adventure, and you have to put up with this. Hold on, can't we, like, activate our armor's defensive capabilities by pushing C or V or something? There we go. And now they can't get me, right? Hello? Oh, wait, I gotta put the pants on. The pants help repel. That's right, I remember. Okay, here we go. We're not gonna be... They're not gonna hurt me. There we go! Ah, now you can't get to me, can ya? I don't think that has anything to do with the defensive capabilities, though. Yeah, we can turn those right back off. And as long as I'm holding down shift, no one can harm me. This is gonna get a little old, though. I'm just gonna grab some of this chorus fruit. And... yeah, we're gonna be on our way. I don't need any more bees. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go and hope those guys leave me alone. So the other series that Rees did, that we did, it featured like different biomes inside of the ends, which we're just not getting right now, which is unfortunate. I guess the only thing we have to look out for is villages, and it looks like we've got a couple, one down here, and then there's one to the straight north of here. I think that's the straight north of where I am. Define north, though. How do I know what direction is north? I actually have no clue. If that's the portal, I think we want to go this way. And then possibly we will find ourselves a village, and we'll get whatever's there. I know there's shulker boxes, which I think are little chests that you can either put in your inventory, or they'll like, walk around behind you. I don't play Minecraft, really. And then would we... an elytra? Not useful to us at all. We can literally fly. Could be fun to have, though. Look, this whole thing is just a way to not be back home right now, okay? Oh, that's cool. It's a flying ship. That's interesting. Okay, Minecraft, but what does it mean? Is that a dragon head? I'm sorry? Can I collect that in some way? Oh! Oh, yes I can. Okay, I have a dragon head now. That's fun. I've seen these. This is how they light up the Enderman, like, wood or whatever. And now we have them, and we can use them now too. Oh, Purper! This is what the witches use for their house. Is these blocks. We should go ahead and grab some of them. We should also have some of this stuff here. Let's see. Yes, lovely. A lot of it does have an EMC value, including the fruit and the flower and the what the heck? What are you, and why are you doing this? Are you a shulker? You're dead, whatever you are. I think. Can I, like, dodge these? Can I hit them? You can. But then they seem to come back at you. Again, we're pretty much invincible, so I'm not all that concerned about it. Maybe we need to find the source of this attack and take it out. That probably makes way more sense. Let's see. Oh, we can fly, but I don't want to be flying. Oh, it looks awful. It looks horrendous. I hate it. Also, there's potions here? Potions of healing! Oh, lovely. There's bound to be more of these things. If we couldn't, like, fly right now, we'd be in a real pickle. Oh! What the heck are these? There we go. Okay, yeah, thanks. I hate that, whatever that is. Is this an elytra? I think that's an elytra. Yeah! Awesome! Again, though, I don't need it. The shulker shells have an EMC value, it seems. The elytra doesn't, which is odd, but I'm not too bothered by it. Let's see what we got here. We're not even going to open this. We're just going to break it and see what we have. We have some enchanted diamond chestplate, which would be nice. Some iron helmet with fire protection. Some protected boots of some kind. Some beetroot seeds. We got some ender drones just now. That's pretty cool. Let's sort out the inventory a little bit more. Can I wear the dragon head? Wait, what does this provide, though? Doesn't this have, like, night vision and stuff? I think that's all it has is night vision. No, we're gonna do this for a bit. We're absolutely doing this for a bit. Why would we not at this point? This is funny. Hold on. Can we, while we're in the area, can we get whatever this is? What is this? That looks like some sort of flag or standard of some kind? Yeah, we'll take your magenta banner for sure. That's a good time. Come here, you. Yeah, no, be dead. I don't even care. Just be dead. This is a nightmare. Imagine having to, like, hop up here without the abilities of flight. What? Oh, geez, there's a bunch of them up here, aren't there? We're just, like, collecting things that might be useful at some sort of undetermined point in the future. Was that armor? Where did that even come from? It didn't come from defeating these things, I don't think. Is it normal for there to be this many of them? I feel like we're getting a very vanilla end experience, except for the fact that also I'm flying. Like, I think that's the only thing that's different right now. I think that the end we are being presented with is entirely unmodded. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because heaven knows I don't spend enough time here to know for sure. Here we go. Got some glass. We've just got another, like, shulker box sort of situation. Is this all there is around here? Like, if you're playing vanilla Minecraft, is this what you do? This kind of sucks. There's just nothing to it. There's just nothing to it at all. You come here, you get an Elytra, and then you leave? Like, look at the ground. There's nothing interesting down there. There's just the big plants that don't really seem to do anything. I don't even know if we can eat this fruit. I genuinely, I do not know. I do not know. I don't know what this is. This is like an upside-down house? Why is everything here wrong slightly? That's my question. Yeah. Shoot your little rockets at me. I don't care. I have better things to do than worry about that. Like, what are the potential treasures I might find? I think we found kind of everything we can expect to find, really. Yeah. Tell me more about your existence. The music is a nightmare? It's just a nightmare that devolves into more nightmare? How thick is this place? Can I just keep going indefinitely? And why would I want to? Because it doesn't seem like there's anything else out here. This sucks. This is just the worst. Oh yeah, all these floating islands. I mean, look, we were critical of how all the planets aren't really all that interesting. It's like, yeah, cool, you can build a rocket, you can go to the moon, and then once you get there, there's stuff you gotta get to go to Mars, you gotta get to go to Venus. And then that's it. And there's not really anything of interest. It'd be a lot cooler if there was maybe another planet with you know what was a cool mod? The Aether. I feel like that was really well thought out. I liked the Aether. I only played a couple of packs with it in there. But it's a whole... I don't think that we ever did them on YouTube either. I think those were always just, like, free time, playtime. But that had really cool stuff in it, the Aether. That had, like, these massive temples, and it had all of its own tools and stuff you had to build. That was cool. And that's cooler than this, and this is just in the game by the developers. This is what Microsoft has given us. Notch knew well enough that the end's not an interesting place. It doesn't need a bunch of islands with weirdo trees and bushes and plants. You don't need that. You don't need that, because you know what? That sucks. There's nothing interesting there. You just fight the dragon, you come back. Notch knew what the deal was, okay? Microsoft... they haven't figured the deal out yet. They don't know it. They don't know what they're doing. They've not figured... Mojang itself, without Notch, they're like, let's add a bunch of islands with a bunch of random plants and an Elytra, and that's kind of it. And cities that aren't even that big or extensive. See, you know what would be cool? Is if the cities were just unexplainably massive and barren. Also, hold on. That right there is just another one of these. Can I use that? Can I use that to go back? Hold on. I need a, get rid of that. Give me a pearl. Hello? What happened there? What is that horrific noise? Can I go back, please? Can we do something? Is it not possible? Oh, there we go. I had to be on the ground. And also, I almost died. Why? Why is that what happened there? You know what? I don't care. We're leaving. This place is awful and I hate it. Take me back, please, teleport to. Take me home. Get me out of here. Ugh, lovely. Get rid of all these eggs and everything. Okay, well that was sort of a bit of a letdown. I don't know, do we want to go to the Nether? Again, I feel like we've been to the Nether, and there's nothing really interesting there either. I think it's just the regular old bog standard Nether. Which, look, I mean, Tekkit was never about making the end or the Nether interesting, so I can understand why there's no mods added to make the end or the Nether interesting. It makes sense. You know, I'm just saying that... Well, whatever this mod is, this mod's kind of cool. Adds a big pig skeleton when you spawn in, and also heaps of latency. But, I mean, this is also just large and barren and empty and uninteresting. We've not done anything here. Why would we at this point? What would we do? First off, whatever we do is just going to anger the... Is that a ghost? What is that? That's just like a block of bones. Apparently that's just a Minecraft thing. Apparently you can just find blocks of bones in hell, which makes a lot of sense. Pillars of obsidian, absolutely. More blocks of bones, yes, this is like the skeletal structure of some horrific creature that once lived. Do we have any bone block? I don't know if we have any bone block. Let's grab a bone block. Okay, apparently we already did. I was gonna say this will at least make the trip worth it, but it didn't. What I was gonna say is if we set up a mine here, first off, there's no reason to now because we're so far beyond needing to mine materials. But then also, if we did, the pigmen would just have none of it. They would not be having any of this. They would be so upset. Because apparently I nuked the Nether once and then broke the laws of time and space to restore it, and they weren't pleased about it. They were very upset. Resulting in, well, I mean, you know, this. Right? All of this. You might argue that I am directly responsible for all of this. So, yeah, that's on me. At least now we have... At least now we have a giant dragon head, which is fun. And also, now we have the Elytra, which I would love to give a red hot go here. Alright, so let's get off all of our flying armor. Let's leave the dragon head on. How does this work? I just jump and I right click? Well... I guess maybe you're supposed to have it equipped first. Let's try again. What am I supposed to do? I guess hold down space? I've never used an Elytra. That's not true. I think there was maybe one time in a live stream where possibly that happened. I think if you have fireworks, you can fly with it, but kind of. It's not, like, useful. That was lovely. That was absolutely lovely. How does one go about making a firework? How do you do that? Oh, good. There's no recipes for either the firework or the firework star. So I just have no idea how to build them. We're going to grab gunpowder, and we're going to grab a bit of dye. Because according to the internet, this is how you make a firework charge. Yeah, there you go. Firework star. We've got those. Now I gotta figure out how to make it into this, because the recipe isn't working. Apparently, it's just paper and gunpowder. You don't even have to make this star. That's not necessary. Apparently, all you have to do is add the two of these together, and that'll make a firework rocket. But then if you want to, you can have the firework star, I think is what I'm seeing, and then a bit of gunpowder, and then a bit of paper. And then you can add the three of those together, and that'll get you a firework that has a lime small ball. And then if you add two of them, you get two lime small balls. And then three of them give you three. And then I don't know how far you can go with that. Apparently quite far. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Let's head outside. And we'll have a little gander at what happens here when we set one of these off. That was beautiful. That didn't do what I thought it would. Oh, because only the first stack ended up having Why am I hungry? Why do I have hunger? I didn't eat anything weird, did I? Is it because I'm wearing a dead dragon head on? That's fine. I don't care if I'm hungry. So, yeah, those are just going to be one each. But this stack is the one that got the 3 in it. and we completely missed it. Why? Because I fell off the world. That's fascinating. But then what we actually want to do is with the Elytra on, and we're going to go up pretty high for this. If we just hold down the space button, wait a minute, that doesn't work quite right, because we also have the boots on, which we got to get rid of. So here we go. And we jump. You know what? Should probably actually have the Elytra on, now that I think about it. So... there we go! What does this look like? I'll tell you what, in terms of, like, traveling, it's not the worst thing, is it? You get a good little boost of speed? Yeah, you know what? If I was playing vanilla Minecraft, aside from the fact that you gotta kill a lot of creepers in order to keep this up for any long amount of time, this is a pretty decent way to get around. I did this once, I think, at a live stream with some channel members back when we had the old Howdy Folks channel member server, which, no, we'll never get again. As I've explained many times, getting home from work and wanting to shoot a video, but instead you have to go debug a Minecraft server, I can go the rest of my life without ever doing that again. Can we fly through the building? Yes, we can! Oh my gosh, this is actually incredibly fun. Do people do races like this? I imagine they must. I can't be the first person to come up with that idea. This is actually pretty great. It's a little frustrating, though, having to wait on the world to load around you is the only issue. But you can absolutely zoom. Look at this. We can get over to this untouched... This might be a faster way to fly than our current way to fly. I think this is faster than, like, sprinting and then using the boots and the flying and everything. This is pretty speedy. And it looks really cool, too. It's just it's a little choppy because the world keeps rendering and unrendering. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. That looks like a nightmare there. Okay, and now we gotta come in for a safe landing, so we wanna try to coast. You know, we gotta try to bring down the speed before we land. Really just like resting. There we go. It was worth it. For my first Elytra experience, and also to get a giant dragon skull on my head. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you. See you next time. Goodbye!